It came only a day late because of the weather, but Nick Compton easily became the first man to reach 1,000 runs this summer in the first-class game, as he scored his third 100 in the LV County Championship this season to keep Somerset in their match with Worcestershire at New Road. Starting day 3 of this match on 9, needing 50 more runs to get to the 4-figure mark, Compton started slowly after a delayed start by half an hour. While he again bedded in for the long haul, his partner James Hildreth was soon playing his shots. Somerset had begun the day in a little bit of trouble on 27 for 2, 313 runs behind Worcestershire, and Hildreth clearly knew the importance of scoring his runs quickly in order to make a game of this contest after so much of the previous day had been lost to the drizzle. This is, of course, also Hildreth's natural game, and he'd faced only 62 balls when he arrived at his fourth 50 of the season, 2 of which have been converted to hundreds. That was his 9th 4. He dominated a third wicket stand of 75 with Compton, but then, just before lunch, he was legged before to Jack Shantry for 52. Next ball, Craig Keyswetter nicked a good one from Shantry behind to put Somerset back in trouble on 86 for 4. Compton's innings was again becoming an important one for his team. He may have spent much of the morning defending, but he was still there, and he was slowly but surely closing in on his 1,000 runs. His nearest rival, incidentally, is Hildreth, who has 719 runs to his name. Compton had now been joined by Joss Butler in what was now an important partnership. While it was easy to get carried away with Compton, Somerset had to ensure that they batted themselves out of their pre-lunch hole. Compton moved even closer to his aim by reaching yet another 50 this term. This one had taken him 130 balls. It was the 7th time in 11 LV County Championship innings this year that he had at least made a half-century. If he'd just been able to do this on the previous day, then the tension would have been building as another boundary took him to 999 runs. He might not have made it in May, but his delight next ball on getting to 4 figures for the season was there for everyone to see. It really has been an outstanding season from the 28-year-old, who is happy now to make his own records rather than hear about the ones recorded by his grandfather Dennis. With that now out of the way, concentration could get back on this match where Butler was helping his side close the first innings deficit. He too went to a 50, his second of the campaign. A sudden run of boundaries took him there off 72 balls. After struggling with an injury for part of this season, Somerset would have been delighted to see him back amongst the runs and in such an important part of this game. After tea, he looked to press on and he deposited Moeen Ali for a big 6. Compton, meanwhile, was now nearing his 3rd championship ton of the season and his 4th in the first-class game. He was into the 90s once more. He and Butler had added an impressive 167 runs for the 5th wicket to still give their side a chance of a decent first innings lead, but then Butler on 85 misplaced a hit off Ali and was caught in the deep by Matthew Pardo. Compton had yet more reason to celebrate by completing his 100 off 217 balls, but he then lost Peter Trigo at the other end as he drove Shantry to Pardo to depart for 7. And just before the players went off for bad light, Compton was finally dismissed after just more than 5 hours of batting. Shantry was probably as surprised as anyone that Compton missed the ball. He was out for 108 to take his tally for the season to 1,049, 792 of which have come in the LV County Championship. He left with his side on 277 for 7, and only 4 more balls later, the day ended prematurely. Somerset go into the last day 63 runs behind, and it may well be difficult for either side to fashion a result from here.